step by step in system or in notebook, whichever you are following, you can make a note. If you are using the system, no problem. Create a file called syllabus, and in that you can make a note. In case if you are writing in notebook, no problem, you can write in the notebook also. So the first month syllabus is step by step. Syllabus in syllabus for UI development in first month. We will start from HTML. HTML4 I will teach you first, and in the first month only will teach you 50% of HTML5. HTML5 will be covering the 50% only, because 50% is based on JavaScript. Okay, in first month we will learn the CSS2 as well as CSS3. In the first month only we'll learn Bootstrap 5 plus version. Libraries for icon. Library for icons will be always. This is in the first month syllabus, Monday to Friday. Pen should be there, but that room I don't know. Okay. What you can do, you can take photo. What I have no mobile. Okay. Once I'll write it, you can take. Please not with me. She will come somewhere 10 o'clock. Okay, so that is in the first month. Now in the second month, you will have, we will start for the basic of JavaScript first week. Basic of JavaScript, that is in the first week. Second week will be called JavaScript data binding. JavaScript data binding. The third week will be called JavaScript API plus ECMA 5 and 6. Third week you will have Ajax plus object oriented programming. Fourth week, there only we have some more thing related to JSON API. JSON API, how to create API. It will be as a mock API. That is in the second month, JavaScript end-to-end. Next, in the second month only, you can say on weekend after JavaScript, jQuery will be there. jQuery on weekend. In second month, after 50% of JavaScript, jQuery on weekend in second month after 50% of JavaScript. In third month, we'll have, you have to choose the React with the hooks and Redux. In the third month only, either React or Angular, anyone you can choose. Angular 8, 9, 10, 11 with the TypeScript. CRI with the TypeScript. This is in the third month. Now in the third month, after 50% of Angular or React, after 50% of Angular or React, live project will start. How this work? This will go on weekend 7:30 AM to 10:30 AM mostly, or 8 to 11 or 7 to 10, that depend on everyone availability. Inside you will learn complete how to design mock API. After that, design layout with HTML, not with the design layout, layout, layout using HTML will be there, CSS will come, Bootstrap will also be there, JS code will be there definitely. Then after that, you have to integrate the jQuery as well. Then after that, you have to integrate with the React or Angular, anyone, plus there will be called JSON server will be there. JSON server will be there, where we will maintain end to end. So after doing this work, we will be taking any certain requirement. We'll discuss on that. We'll write there step by step what are the modules is required, what are the functionality is required. We will create a proper SRC, SRS, not SRC, SRS. We will write here in the beginning, creating the SRS, software requirement specification. Like suppose if we discuss, yes, this is my requirement, then uh, uh, then only we can develop the application. After discussing on SRC, we will discuss on software life cycle. Okay, that's called SDLC, software development life cycle. Okay, that is called SDLC, software development life cycle. So in that we'll have a complete requirement. Yes, what we are going to develop using the SRS, software requirement specification. We will discuss, we'll write it. After that, we will understand the software development life cycle. When we develop a software, when we develop a application, what are the stages it follow, what are the stages cross through. Okay, those will come under the software development life cycle. Then after that, according to need, we will set up the JSON server. Under that, we'll write the mock API. According to need, we will set up a JSON server. In that, we'll write the mock API. And after that, we'll design the layout using HTML, CSS, all subject what we have gone through. We will integrate all together, and then you will be integrating API with the UI. Then API plus UI will combine together. API plus UI both will combine together. After combining together, your project will become a functional project. Then after that, you will see how to create the build, how to create build and plus DEPLOY, deploy and see the project from live server. Okay, so to do that, individual computer in our system, we will install the live server. This project what we develop will not upload on internet, because to upload on internet you need to have a space, you have to purchase that. That company is not going to ask where is your project. Yes, after development we have to deploy it somewhere. We have to see how the project looks like in the real world, so that in our computer, whichever the laptop you are going to use, in individual laptop we'll set up the server, we will install the server. Multiple type of servers we have. We will install the server. After installation of the server, your computer will divide into two parts, client and server. So under the server, we will upload the build program, and as a client, we will watch from the browser. PROJECP project. When you go for interview, you can carry your system, and then laptop you can carry. Anyway, you will develop it, you will have a requirement in your mind. So if anyone asks how your project work, what project you have worked on, you need to explain them. Using explanation, suppose the person is not okay, person is not able to convince. Carry your laptop also, if they allow the laptop inside, carry and show them this is my project. In case that also other option are there, we share the screenshot also, we share the live. If in case interview is happening online, we can share a screen also. We can run the project in our computer and we can share the screen. And we can say this is the project I have developed. So at last market want to understand, after learning the syllabus, have you done something? Do you have complete idea how the project works? What is the meaning of software? Correct. For that purpose, this time we are going to spend here on the live project, and that is not Monday to Friday almost. It is only on weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so hope you will prepare for this. So this is the last point for the UI developer. So you can have a look from beginning. First month I will be teaching you design only. In that also step by step, 50% of HTML5 will cover here and 50% of HTML5 will come under the JavaScript. When we are going to the JavaScript, here under the data binding we have local storage, session storage, multiple features are there. Those will come under the JavaScript. After finishing 50% of JavaScript on weekend, we'll ask you to join the classes. That's for jQuery. And again, once that JavaScript get finished, then we'll split the people into two parts. Whoever is interested for the Angular, they can join in my Angular class, and whoever are going for the React, they can join in the React class. Classes will be 1.5 hours before or after, according to need. We can set up it. After finishing the framework or library, Angular or React, you will be going for the live project. Live project, again, how it goes, like it will not be after complete Angular or React. Your Angular or React is going on side by side. After finishing 50%, you will be okay to understand the flow of the project. You will be okay to write the code individually. Then we start the project. So Monday to Friday, your syllabus will be keep going on. And this, after 50% of the syllabus, the Saturday, Sunday, this project will be going on. Overall, 3 months, 3.5 months, you can keep in mind that is the average time, 3.5 months of average time. It's nothing like fast track, it's a very slow track only. One by one, we will be understanding every one problem and we'll go ahead. In that first week, we will not spend even 2 hours of time. First week, we'll understand 1.5 hour of time only. Once you come on the track slowly, once you understand how to create file, how to run and all, once you understand the way of teaching plus how you are getting the points, then required we can increase little 15 minutes. Again, after 10-15 days, we'll increase 15 minutes. It will become nearly 2 hours from the second month onwards. First month will be 1.5 to 1:45 minutes on the maximum. Second month onwards, you can expect for the 2-hour class. Project class, you have 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, not less than that. It's always. Okay, so hope you are clear with this. This is the syllabus I am going to cover. Inside there will be so many of topics. If you need the syllabus hard copy, a soft copy, then what you can do, you can just write an email to this email ID, hr.infocampus@gmail.com and request for UI syllabus. Request for UI syllabus. You can write your name and just you can write in the email, I am from the 7 o'clock batch. Send me the email. Send me the syllabus. They'll send you the syllabus. PDF file. Many topics will be there inside. That all we are going to cover. Video recorded immediately, you will not get today video, you will get tomorrow. That also through the YouTube channel. Today video you will not get today. Today video you will get tomorrow. Okay. Reason is after recording the video, some other person will edit that. After editing, it will come to our YouTube private channel. In that channel, we will give you permission. Then only you can watch. You cannot watch directly. Okay, but you will get the video. It's a lifetime access. Till the channel is exist, you can keep accessing that. No problem. Video will come in YouTube. Now the recording is happening. So this class video will come in YouTube, not same day. It will come next day.
We'll get
Tomorrow. Because video has to convert into MP4. After converting into MP4, we have to edit that. Some places something illegal extra sound and all. Then after that, we'll upload in the YouTube. Then it will come to your channel. You can have a look. But video will come. Hope clear. This all are we are going to study. You can take the photo from beginning if you want. If you have not noted, you can take a photo. No problem. A reason to write it, we have to understand clearly yes what we are going to study. Else again there will be discussion. You told to teach this, you are not teaching something. Technology has no limitation. So technology wise name I have written. Topic wise it is available in our PDF file. So you can request on the email, you will get it. When the class will happen, we cover more than that, not less than that, whichever I mentioned under the syllabus. That also step by step. 50% of HTML5 we are covering in the beginning. Why? Because that is dependency is there. 50% is based on JavaScript. Without JavaScript, you can see the example, but you will not understand what is happening. So 50% there and 50% under the JavaScript. Okay, so hope you took the photo. First screen. Let me show you the second block. This is the second block. After finishing the UI, the people who have a requirement of to be a full stack, they can go for this. That is my specialization where I worked on. One is called in the backend, we have Node.js combination, we have Express.js combination, we have database. Under that, it can be MySQL or it can be MongoDB, depend on your learning level. Okay. So with the Angular people, also backend remains same. With the React people, also the backend remains same. This for the close to 1 month of time. 1 month is required for this. The backend is after the UI only. First you have to finish the UI. After finishing the UI, you can go for the Node.js. You cannot learn both together. It's difficult. Dependency is there. Backend will be much meaningful if you have a knowledge on front end. Okay, backend will be much meaningful if the person has knowledge on front end. Without front end knowledge, backend will not be much meaningful. Okay, so let's go. Next, we will understand like this all are the discussion part of the syllabus. Next, we'll get idea when a person work in the market. When a person say I am a software developer, I'm working on the particular project, I'm using particular technology, especially for the web technology we are talking about. Web technology, how that works. Okay, when you open the Flipkart, what is the internal flow? How technology works together. When you open the Facebook, people say develop using the React. Yes, definitely develop using the React. But internally, how the React front-end back-end technology work? Where is the place of CSS? What is the importance of JavaScript? Node come from where? React is a part of what? Okay, what is the meaning of API? How asynchronous, synchronous application work? What is the, you can say, current trends in the market while developing a web application? Okay, this multiple questions should be there in mind. Now I will create a DFD data flow diagram for you. DFD, data flow diagram. In that DFD, it will be explained completely. A user when he open the website, a user when he open the web application, okay, where is the user and where is the database? Where is the user and where is the HTML? How the user interaction happen with the application? What is the importance of CSS? What is the importance of JavaScript? Where is the HTML? How CSS connectivity happen to the those multiple question answer will come in mind. Plus one milestone will be fixed. Yes, I want to reach here. So for that, these all are the steps. We cannot go directly. Okay. So hope till here we have written. Now let me guide you the remaining call as a DFD, data flow diagram. Okay, DFD. What is the arrangement of the data? How technologies are going to interlink inside from one to other. Okay, so let me come here. We are going to study next the first step of the syllabus, understanding the web technology. How the web technology work. Okay, what is the flow inside? So just see properly, understand that first, then we'll come to the okay. Now suppose whenever you have opened the website, what we are learning as of now, it is called web application. It is for the web application. In software development industry, you have multiple type of application, multiple category of the application. In that you have one system software. System software is nothing but your operating system that deal with the hardware directly. So you are not going to develop the system software, you are going to develop something else. That is called application software. Let's have a look once for 1 minute. This is suppose called hardware. Assume this becomes a hardware. Your hard disk. Hardware. Hardware. Okay. Now on this hardware, you have to install a program. You have to install a program. This one. So this becomes a OS, operating system, that you are already aware of. Okay, let's call it a OS, operating system. You are already aware of. Let me write here called OS. This is called a OS, operating system. So we are not going to develop this OS. After learning this syllabus, you will not develop the operating system. Okay, what you are going to develop? You are going to develop the next layer of application. Next layer of application. Okay, next layer of application. What is that? The next layer of application is that is called this one. Application software. Application SOFT, application software. Application software. So this is called system software. SYS, system software. The first layer becomes a system software. Second layer becomes a application software. And initial point what you have, that become your hardware. This become your hardware. So what we are going to develop now, we are not going to develop this one, the first layer, that is called operating system. You are going to develop the second layer, that is called application software. Now this application software will be breaking into two parts. This application software will break into two parts. One is called as a desktop application. One is called as a desktop application. desktop application software. Desktop application software. Now, if you'll ask, give any example. Suppose now I am using the Notepad. Okay, pen I am using now. So if I disconnect from internet also, this pen will work, because pen is the not a web application. It's no need of internet. It's no need of any kind of browser. It's independent standalone application that is installed in in your system. But when after installing the OS, once you install the OS, along with the OS only, this will come as a, but not exact the part of the OS. Okay. Now what will happen is, the paint is not going to deal directly with the hardware. The paint what we are doing as of now, the paint is dealing with this one. The paint is dealing with which one? Operating system. And this operating system deal with where? Hardware. So we are not even at this level. Let me write here. You are not even going to develop this. Which one? Desktop application. Not much demanded in the market. Okay. You are going to develop the second layer. That is called web-based application software. Web-based application. Web-based application software. Web-based application software. Those application, those software that run through browser. Okay, here I'll write here, need browser. Need browser to execute it. Okay, need browser to execute it. So overall, you can say all the websites, all the websites, all the websites, all the websites. Okay, all the website till date, whichever the website you have seen, all come under the web application category. Then you will say, what about the mobile phone? What is the mobile application? Mobile application, you cannot say is a desktop application directly. Suppose if you are using the Phone Pay, you are using the Google Pay. Yes, the software is installed in your computer. It is running in your laptop, in your phone. That is fine. But again, without internet, Phone Pay, Google Pay, those application will not work. That is based on which one? Server. Okay. But yes, there is a many applications. Suppose we download any game, install in mobile. Internet is not there, then also it will work. That becomes a what? That becomes a this one. Called a desktop application. But if need internet and need browser, then it will come under which category? Web-based application. Okay. So overall, you can say when we are going to develop the application, we will not be under the desktop application directly. Yes, we will be developing the web application software only. But what type of application software? Web-based application software. Okay, that need a browser to execute. So hope till here you have understood. Now let me go to the next step. Okay. Let's come next. What is our final, what we wanted to discuss? That is not this one. Before discussion, you need to understand, yes, what type of software you are going to develop, what will be your role in the market. Now you are going to develop a software. Definitely your role will be a software engineer only. But initially, once you start the career, maybe some company will give the designation as a software engineer. Some company will give the designation as a UI developer. Some company will give a designation as a front-end developer. But nothing to worry, after 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, 1.5 years, okay, again the company will change your role, or maybe once you join other company, they will give the junior engineer. After once you get some 4 5 year experience, you will become a senior engineer, right? And then the people will write as a software engineer. Means by that time you are much confident, you have idea on multiple technology, you can do anything. Okay, let me come now here. Okay, now as a user, when you say yes, I am going to develop a application that will run through the browser and it will run on internet, then definitely we need to understand what is that structure, how that look like. Okay, so let me go here. A user, it can be you, me, anyone, whoever is going to browse the internet. What we do as a user, suppose I want to open a Flipkart. So as a user, I will, as a user, as a user, I will open my laptop or maybe I will open my mobile phone. I will go to the browser and after that I will open the Flipkart. The same thing I am going to explain here that we face in day-to-day life. So as a user, now what will happen? As a user, you open the laptop, you open the mobile, open the tab, anything you open. After that, what you will do? You will go here and you will open the browser. Why we are opening the browser? Because every web application is designed in such a way it has to run a application through application. That application is called a browser can be anything, Mozilla, Chrome, or whichever you are using. Okay, now once you open the browser, inside the browser we have to give an address. We have to write abcd.com, right? Whenever we write any website name, internal some processes are there that maybe some days once you start the classes, once we come, yeah, not some days, when we discuss the form tag in HTML, we have a tag called form. When we discuss on form tag, then we will understand, yes, how the network transfer your data from your PC to server and how the network will bring the data from the server to your PC. Okay, when you open the Facebook, how your content will come from the server to your PC and how you can post something, it will go from your PC to server, right? The network layer we will understand in that. Okay, so that is the next. Once we continue, we can see. Now let me go here. As a user, you open your laptop. Inside the laptop, you open the browser. After opening the browser, you are going to open a website. That website is developed using the concept of front end and back end. Okay, that website is developed using the concept of front end and back end. It is not direct altogether. It is some different kind of logic where front end is running separate and back end is running separate. Okay, so for that purpose, what I did, I made two blocks. Okay, in the first block, I will write as a front end technology. Like I will be writing here our website name, just for example. Now, suppose in this is running on front end technology. Front end technology is running here. I will increase little font size. Okay, front end technology is running here. Okay, and here is the back end technology. Back end technologies. Okay, back end technology. So it is not necessary the both back end and front end can be different server, or it is not necessary even it can be in the same server. Both can be in same server also, or both can be in different server also. So let me guide you here. This is a website of InfoCampus UImaster.in. Okay. Now there is another website that is called globalleads.in. Now two name why I am mentioning here, because I have written yes, front end is running in one server and the back end is running in another server. It may be this backend is getting the data from the multiple source. It may be this backend one data center can get the data from multiple source. Multiple source in the sense one backend and multiple front end. So one front end technology running in the one website, one more front end is running another website. Now let's see how that works. So first leave the backend, come to the front end part. In front end part, what we have? We have HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Angular, and React. We have Ajax, jQuery, Ajax, many more we have. Okay. So first step you should understand a user when he open the website, what he see and how it do. So a person open the website, he given the address of the website. Now after that website is open. Okay, website is open. Now when the website is open, I'm making the double arrow mark that is called two-way binding. two-way binding represent, you can enter the value and you can see the output. You can give the input and you can see the output. Okay. So let me go here and let me write here the next what we have. When you open the website, any website I'm talking, okay, whether it's a static or dynamic, browser will come. Now question is, browser deal with the directly database or browser deal with the CSS or directly browser deal with the JavaScript, where the browser is going to deal with. So keep in mind from today onwards, the browser is going to deal with the technology that is called this one. Called which one? HTML. Okay. So whatever the output you have seen in the browser till date, all the content will be presented by a technology that is called a HTML. Directly JavaScript will not come in the picture. Directly CSS will not come in the picture. Which language will come? HTML. HTML is designed in such a way that can deal with the browser in the term of sending the data or in the term of taking the data, taking the input and giving the output. Okay. Next, if the HTML is dealing with the browser, HTML is able to take the input from user, give the output to the user, right? So when you go to the Flipkart, what you do? You enter mobile number, login, you click on product, add to cart. Those are all come from where? Those come from the HTML only. Yes, you are able to see that in the browser, but the content was generated by HTML, not by the directly other technology. Okay. Now here HTML says like, yes, I am able to deal with the browser. I can send the data to the browser. I can collect the input from user via browser. But limitation I have, I cannot make myself very good look and feel. I have a limitation on design point of view. Who will say? HTML will say. HTML says like, I have a limitation on design point of view. So I cannot make very good look and feel, but yes, I have a functionality. I can deal with the browser. So what we will do is we will write here the place of CSS. Now suppose this is called your CSS. CSS. CSS will say no problem. I cannot deal with the browser directly, but I can support you. To whom? HTML. So CSS will come. CSS will combine with HTML, and after that both the feature will get included together. It will increase the feature of HTML, and then both will deal with the browser, and look and feel come very good, and your page will become a responsive page. Okay. So out of two, where you need to start from, and in fact, if you remove the HTML, CSS will say I'm helpless. I cannot deal with the browser. Okay, guarantee CSS cannot deal with the browser without HTML. CSS deal with the browser with the help of which one? HTML only. CSS will come. CSS will give their feature to HTML. HTML will take the HTML feature, CSS feature, combine together, and then present in the browser. Look and feel will be better. Page will be responsive, and it will work in all the devices. Okay. That is called which one? That is called CSS. Now again, after moving forward, you will find one more technology that has come out from the CSS only. Okay, that is called Bootstrap. Bootstrap. Bootstrap is nothing something independent. It is a part of CSS. Bootstrap is written in CSS. Okay, so to learn the Bootstrap, the CSS knowledge is required. Okay. Now out of three, where is the dependency? Where we should start from? Right? You can reply in the chat once. Where you want to start from? You should feel I should start from the HTML, CSS, or Bootstrap. Your input is required in the chat. What do you understand? Where should you start from? From the HTML or CSS or Bootstrap directly? There is no any way to start from the CSS and Bootstrap. Even you should not mix both together while starting. You have to learn first HTML and understand what HTML can do and what HTML cannot do. Then after that, you have to learn CSS and HTML together. Then you will come to know, yes, using HTML, these all are things possible. And using CSS, this is the thing is possible. Using HTML, what is not possible. Then when you discuss with someone on requirement, you will come to know, yes, using HTML, I can do this. And using CSS, I can do this. Okay. Go ahead next. Now right here, Using the HTML, CSS, you can design very good page, but your pages will be a static page. It will not be as a dynamic page. Dynamic page, what is that? Those pages that take the input and according to input, it will give the output. That become as a dynamic page. A static page, you can say it will not have any interaction. If you give input, it will not give any kind of output. Okay. So for everyone, output remain same. For example, our info campus page, many years before we created, it still remains same. Say static content, it's not dynamic. Let's come here now. Now HTML is going to deal with the next level of technology that is called JavaScript. For what purpose? To make the page interactive, to make the page dynamic. JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript. In JavaScript again, what will happen? Input will come from this side. From which side? HTML. JavaScript will do the process and JavaScript will give the output to whom? Again to the HTML. So the first line is called input. Let me write here. This line is called as a input and this line is called as a output. Okay, input and output. Input happen from the browser side by the user. Output will happen from the application side. Now who will process? That depends. You can see here. HTML is collecting the input from user and given to JavaScript. Now JavaScript will do the process and return back the output. For example, user has entered the 5. Again user has pressed the star button and again the user has entered 5. Now what should be the output? So this input will go to the JavaScript where JavaScript will take 5 into 5, 5 into 5. Finally, output will come as a 25 and this 25 will reflect in the browser. Okay, that's how JavaScript is going to work. JavaScript is not going to take directly input from user. Yes, it has, but it is not as per the requirement in the market. Learning point of view, we can take the input from the browser directly in JavaScript, but it is not going to help you to fulfill any certain requirement. So you can keep in mind, yes, HTML will be responsible to bring the data from the front end, give to JavaScript, do the process and return back to home. Again HTML and HTML will give to the browser and browser will be viewed by the users. Okay. So this is the step. So in that directly JavaScript, I never teach anyone. I never start from JavaScript. People ask, I want to start from JavaScript. Before that, I give some homework. Okay. Do this in HTML and combine with the CSS. Try your level best. If you are able to do, then I will teach you from the JavaScript. Again, start from the HTML. Now let's come. So we have 4 technology we have added up now. HTML will be the first step. CSS second step. Bootstrap will be the third step. JavaScript will be the 4th step. Okay. Now coming next, we have many other technology also. Let me write here. One we have called jQuery that we are going to study. jQuery, JQuery. Next after that, we have called React. Next we have called Angular. Okay. Now these technologies are not independent. It is the part of JavaScript. These technologies are not independent, you can say. These all are the part of JavaScript. It's come from here. It's come from here. Okay. Before Angular, you have to go through something else that is called TS, TypeScript. Angular is written in TypeScript. Okay. Now, as per the diagram, you can see yes. To reach till Angular or React or jQuery, you have to come via the JavaScript. Okay. And again, to reach JavaScript, you cannot go directly even while learning. You have to come via the HTML only. Then only feature functionality will be much clear and much meaningful. Now this is the front end part. Next, the front end is going to communicate with the back end also because the front end cannot store the data. Data will be under the database somewhere and the back end is running in different server. So for that, we have to implement now API. So let me write here a red line. This red line is representing the API call. API call. JavaScript can also deal with the API. Angular, React, all technology can deal with the API. And then what will happen through the API technique, we will be sending the data from the front end to back end. Let me erase little. This becomes the point where you are going to submit the data from the front end to back end. Okay. And the middle portion, what we have made, the middle portion becomes a okay. So hope it makes some sense. And this point I will be writing here, call it a API. This point I will write here, call it a API. API, what is going to help you? API is the mediator. Through that, we can send the data to backend. We can send the data to backend, and again, with that technique only, we can retrieve the data from the backend. This is the next level. Okay, now your backend can be anything. If you are a full stack developer, backend you can design using Java, Python, PHP, Node.js, many languages are in the market. If you are a only front-end developer, then since you don't know backend, then how to create API, how to use that. So for that alternate option I have, I will guide you. Okay. So let's come and discuss on the next point what we have. Okay. So a front-end developer, the syllabus what I have written, in that till where you are going to learn, you are going to learn this first section completely. As a front-end developer, you are going to learn the complete first section. In that option, React and Angular will be option for you. You can choose anyone. Okay, but till API, we will teach you how to create, how to use, and how to do everything. Now, when you come to the backend, okay, so here next point I should guide you. If you are not going to learn the backend, then what will be the backend for the UI people? So no problem. The backend for the UI people will be this one. Call it a JSON server. Call it a JSON server. Let me write here JSON server. JSON hyphen server. Okay, in JSON server, you can create the API, you can store your data, you can do everything, but it will be as a file system. This is for whom? This is for the UI people. If the person is going to learn only UI, for them, the JSON server will be guiding you to develop the application end to end, write your own API and implement everything. Okay. But if a person is going to learn the backend also, so for them, what we will teach? For them, we will teach a language that is called server-side processing language. Let me write here server-side processing language. Server-side processing language. What is that server-side processing language? Server-side processing language. We have many in the market. Okay, let me write few names here. For example, Java you can say. For example, PHP you can say. For example, Node.js you have. For example, Python you have. For example, Ruby Rails is there. For example, you have called .NET, right? So many more are there like this that people use as a backend language. For what purpose? To create the API and write many things. Now using this language, using this backend language, what you are going to do? Using the backend language, you are going to write here called web service. You are going to write here called web service. Web service. Okay, web service. Now this web service, how it's communicate with the front end? Let me write here. The web service is going to get the data from this point. Okay, let it little rough only, no problem. This web service will be getting the data from here as an input, and web service will be giving the output here, something like this. Okay, so you saw web service is taking the input from where? Through API. Web service giving the output to whom? To the API. Now this web service, it may be if you are using the database, there you have to write the SQL queries. SQL query we have to write, or maybe no SQL, depends. Okay, what type of database we follow, that depends. SQL or no SQL, that next level of discussion. Okay. Now this web service, how it will deal? There is another set of language, another set of technologies waiting for you. That is called a database. Okay, so suppose this becomes a database. Database. This database can be SQL based or can be no SQL based, anything. Now this database is going to take the input from the API, and this database is going to return the output to the API via web service. So this is the actual task of whom? The backend developer. Whoever whatever their specialization, whether you can say PHP, Java, .NET, Node.js, or anything, whichever he has expertise in using that technology, he will write the web service. That web service can be open web service, it can be based on username password, or it can be without username password. That depends again. Okay. Data will be stored under the database through web service. It will go to the front end, and from front end, it will go to the back end. But in the term of backend, it's called a web service. Combined of all, the bridge via that you are going to send the data from the backend to front end and front end to backend. That bridge is going to known as a called as what? API. Okay, this API will be RESTful API, or it can be SOAP API. It can be without username password, it can be secure, or it can be unsecure. That based on this one, how the web service is written. Okay. Now, when you are going to call the API from the JavaScript, it's called as Ajax. When you call the JavaScript API, it's called as Ajax. When you call through the jQuery, it's called jQuery Ajax. When you call through the React, it's called as a fetch function. Okay, fetch API, Axios, get post, multiple we have. When you call through the Angular, we have called HTTP client module. Okay, HTTP client module. So technology wise names are different, but overall, all the technology, whichever is going to communicate with the backend, that particular technique is called as what? API. Okay, it can be open or it can be closed. It can be secure, it can be unsecure. Okay. So what I teach my syllabus here in InfoCampus, based on that many years of experience, first I will be making you very good in this one, front end. Once in JavaScript also will guide you API, two-way, using the Ajax and using the fetch method that ECMAScript Ajax. And once you come to the jQuery, then also I will teach you jQuery Ajax, how to hit the API. When you come to the React, then also I'll teach you how to hit the API. Okay, get post and everything. Okay, so this is my overall syllabus that I teach the people. The people who go for the full stack, I will be guiding them first block as well as the second block. The people who go only for the front end, I will teach them front end, and then using that, I will be using the JSON server as a backend, as a mock API, and then we will implement the API, and then this is the overall concept. Okay. Right now, if anyone have any question, they can ask me, or you can type in the chat. I will guide you, whichever the solution is possible for you. You can take the photo, show to your friend, show to your relatives, show to your brother, show to your any of the person who is working in the industry. Don't show to those person who is working in the BPO, who working in the banking sector, who working in the somewhere non-technical, non-developer. Okay. Diagram wise, shape wise, there can be little here there, but flow wise, 100% sure. Okay. This is the flow that we use in the market. Everyone uses the same flow. Okay. You can show any of your friend, relative, whoever is working as a software developer. You can show to the testing engineer also. No problem. Okay, but don't show to the BPO person. He will mislead you. Ask them, this is the syllabus, what they have explained us. We are going to study. Is that the right or wrong? Shall I continue or not continue? Okay, so this is final syllabus, what I'm going to cover for you. You can plan accordingly. In that, first step is the HTML. Second step is the CSS. Third step is the Bootstrap. Okay. Fourth step is JavaScript. Fifth step is based on your need. Angular, React, jQuery is common for all. Sixth step is the API call from all the technology, JavaScript, Angular, React, everywhere. Seventh step is JSON API, how to set up the server and how to integrate. And 8th number step is database, and 9th number step is web service, and the 10th number step is mix of all, combine all together. That is called full stack. Okay, the person who is going to handle both the tasks, they call it a full stack developer. Any question? Anyone want to ask anything? Take the photo, screenshot, and keep with you. It will helpful for you. A software developer, pure developer I'm talking. Okay, the software developer who work in the market
What is the use of jQuery?
will get to know. It's a part of JavaScript, not part of JavaScript. It's a library of JavaScript. Okay, it's
library, JavaScript library.
React is also JavaScript library. Before React, jQuery was ruling in the market. React is ruling, but with the help of jQuery. Angular is ruling, but with the help of jQuery. Angular also use the jQuery. React also use the jQuery. JavaScript is the main of all. Okay, the person who work on Angular, he also use the jQuery. Person who work on React, they also use the jQuery. Not directly, indirectly. The people who use the Bootstrap, they use the jQuery. The people who use JavaScript, they use the jQuery. This all are the part of one section. In that elective option, you have either React or Angular. Remaining other all are in one set. Okay, remaining other are all in set. In that we don't exclude anything. No, I don't want to learn CSS. I don't want to learn something. Yes, if you don't want to learn, then start directly from where? Java. But before that, you should know this. Not minimum, very good level. Minimum is not demanded in the market. Whenever you go for interview, company will not hire for the minimum knowledge people. Company hire for the maximum knowledge people. That process is called interview. Okay, so you should have good knowledge. If you are spending 2.5 months of time, you spend 10 more days. Will be well. Clear? Okay, so let's go ahead. Tomorrow, what you have to do is you have to install following editors. Okay, you need to have browser in your system. First, let me write here. Is required. Laptop, desktop, anything, whatever you follow, it's needed. In that, browser is required. Browser you have to install Mozilla, Chrome, Firefox, whichever you feel comfortable, install any browser. And after that, install this one, Notepad++. Install. This is for how long? This is for the first month. First month. When we are using the HTML, when we are using the CSS, when we are using the Bootstrap, okay, till that time, that meaning the first month. Suggestion is use this editor. Which editor? Notepad++. Okay, it is very good for the learner. You can use any editor, there is no problem at all. But if you want to learn in a very smooth manner, plus step by step, follow this editor. That is called Notepad++. Okay. For Mac computer, for the Mac people, the people who use the Mac OS, for them, you can use Sublime editor. Sublime editor you can install. For which people? For the Mac PC. Okay, this is in the first month. In the second month onwards, we will be using this one also, that is called VS Code editor. VS Code editor. VS Code editor we required from second month. From second month. Like once we start the JavaScript, then we require this. So what you will do, you don't say I forget it. So if there is a requirement of learning, let's follow me. Browser, download and install. You have already in your PC. Name, next step, Notepad++, download and install. We will be using this for the first month. Mac computer people can download the Sublime editor for the first month. And from the second month onwards, we will be following which one? VS Code editor. Okay, let's do that. And then tomorrow we will join 7 o'clock again. 7 to 8:30 will be the class. 1.5 hour for next 2 weeks nearly. After that, we'll convert into 1 hour 45 minutes. Then we'll convert till 7 to 9. Okay. Okay, so hope clear. See you tomorrow, same time. You can come here.